Okay, whoever commented this on the TikTok, I mean, you for real for that one. But Zombies beta in and of itself, let's be honest, this was a good thing. I have to give credit where credit is due. This must continue for Treyarch to pull in people for future games for the third mode, whether it's Zombies or whether it's not. But I gotta be honest, Black Ops 7 Zombies as a whole still looks very bland. I mean, the Dark Ether is not exemplified well like we've seen in even D Machine, which is crazy to me because this was the very first Dark Ether map, and that was still the best one that showed it off, which is just kind of sad, especially because they were trying to copy Stranger Things. And I mean, like I said in my last video, this was all about the minute details. These literally can create like the cool aspects. And I will say Van Dorn Farm did have some unique aspects, like the hanging zombies that you could shoot, or the subtle story that was being told with the family at the dinner table, which is kind of a callback to like RE7. But the zombie models also aren't too bad either. I mean, the trap sound was pretty great too. I would say that the biggest issue is that Black Ops 7 is the very first game out of many COD zombie games, Treyarch and non-Treyarch, that feels exactly the same as its predecessor being Black Ops 6. I mean, no other zombies game has ever felt this similar, and this is how I know Black Ops 7 really was not made well. I mean, the mystery box was improved, but also the gobblegums have become extremely overpowered, just like how they introduced them in Black Ops 3 Zombies Chronicles, which is good but also bad. Good for high rounds and having the capability to just have a fun time, but bad because you know Activision is doing this to line their wallets. I mean, salvage also should just not be returning, and it's also been nerfed apparently. You gain way less, and this might be because of the augments, but this is just so bad. I mean, granted, at least it's not as bad as it was back in Cold War with high grade and low grade salvage, but it's still pretty bad. The limited craftable items in the crafting table was a nice change of pace, and also having limited gobblegums with only the Ray Gun Mark 1 or Ray Gun Mark 2 as the wonder weapons made it really feel akin to Black Ops 2 zombie survival experiences. However, this is kind of a shady practice because this is probably not how the main Black Ops 7 Zombies title will actually play in the full game. I'm deeply afraid that the beta might be a better experience for players than even the main game, which personally for me has happened before with different COD MPs like Black Ops 4 as an example. Especially reverting back to the trap strategy was nice, but the trap does feel like the Blood of the Dead New Industries trap, where it's just so overpowered, lasting so long and acting like a monkey bomb. But you know they did this because of the modern mechanics of zombies are still just completely unbalanced, and it's sad that this is what they have to resort to fix these issues. This also ties in with the guns feeling very weak still, and yes, in classic COD Zombies, I get it, they were always weak, but at least they had the usage of creating points. I mean, what's the point in using a weak gun in modern COD Zombies? Because not only will it not make points, but it also won't kill anything. And this can be fixed with either two suggestions. The first suggestion, which is probably more likely, is just buffing general gun damage without augments, and the second change would just be to reverting the old point system. And I think this is why the BO7 Zombies beta kind of failed in a way, because it didn't really show off anything new while making old zombie players realize that the old systems will just never be brought back. Half the weapons don't even really feel special either, especially with the starting pistol just getting a shotgun burst when upgraded and the rocket launcher just becoming fully auto. I mean, we've seen these changes before. Zombies should go fully out there and be having crazy things like akimbo rocket launchers or holding two pistols in each hand. Absurd things that normally just don't happen, because that's what Zombies is literally all about. It's an arcade shooter that still prioritizes you having fun rather than it being realistic. And also, the game still prioritizes you never getting rid of your loadout weapon, which is still fundamentally against the original core philosophy of Treyarch Zombies of trying out every single gun and eventually pack-a-punching them. This is why the loadout system, in my opinion, just needs to flat out be removed or just give you terrible weapons, as it only benefits camo grinders, and that is why it's still not fun fun to use the mystery box even though it's been improved. You are actively hindering yourself if you swap to a gun with a lower rarity in the box, or even if it is a higher rarity, you still don't have it pack-a-punch. This will always keep you down on points as well as salvage, making it completely unviable to play modern zombies like the old days. And I'm gonna be honest, I see so many people in the comments just saying if you don't like a modern zombies mechanic, then don't use it. But that argument literally doesn't work in modern COD. You are forced to use the crafting table. You are forced to use the kill streaks. You are forced to get higher rarity weapons to scale the damage. It is inherently just not a cohesive system. People are mentioning that Curse will fix this, but it has basically been proven false from Treyarch themselves, as they have already stated Curse is just hardcore modern zombies, so it will just not fix the current issues, but rather make it more difficult. It's so bizarre because Treyarch will add mechanics like the Chompy, the garbage bin, to instantly get rid of weapons to potentially get higher salvage rates or a free wonder weapon, but it just feels so hit or miss. It's like they recognize the mechanics of the game don't mesh well, and they're literally putting in a garbage can to try and fix them. I mean, I don't think it can become more on the nose than that. The Zersa is probably one of the best bosses we've had in recent years, but my only issue is that they're going to be pulling a Black Ops 6 zombies and overly spam this new bear enemy into probably every single zombies DLC of Black Ops 7 and dilute it to make it less special than it was in Van Dorn Farm or Ashes of the Damned. Treyarch needs to stop doing this, especially in Van Dorn Farm on round 40. I mean, this was the biggest elephant in the room. They just randomly start spawning a doppelgas for absolutely no reason, and I can at very least say that at least they stop spamming multiple bosses throughout each round, but who knows if this is actually going to stay throughout the main launch of the main game for BO7 next month. I also believe Zersa still probably needs a nerf, as it can almost do 150 damage and instantly take you out without armor, especially on top of its beehives that can drop with having the radius of pretty much half of the Van Dorn farm map. It's just ridiculous. And don't even get me started when it comes to exfilling on a high round with these Zersas. Old Zombies was great at providing players options to easily take out bosses like the Margwas with the KRM or the Panzer with shooting its helmet. I mean, modern zombie bosses just feel like bullet sponges to be bullet sponges, all to elongate the time played, and it doesn't even feel like an actual genuine gameplay experience. The Ravagers feel like a replacement to the Denizens in Black Ops 2's Transit, and I think Treyarch actually did a great job at replacing them. They might be a little bit too overpowered when it comes to vehicle damage, judging from the small snippets of the Ashes of the Damned gameplay we saw, but we will see when the game fully launches. I mean, the Ravagers do have a small little special Easter egg, which I can appreciate, where they essentially mimic a monkey bomb and then run out of the map. And this reminds me of how in Ascension, you needed to stay on top of the boss zombies by modding the monkeys, just like how the Ravager can essentially run off with your max ammo, which is nice to see, as Black Ops 6 didn't even have Hellhounds as a max ammo round, and instead they just decided to spam vermin and parasites with basically every single zombies map, which was really lame. There's also a leak that the Uberklaus enemy from the Reckoning is coming back in Black Ops 7, and if that gets spammed in multiple maps, it's going to be extremely irritating. This is also on top of zombies being able to damage scale in the higher rounds, which again is going to force more camping strategies, and I really want to see a Black Ops 7 zombies map actually have a high round strat that involves training, but the speed at which zombies run, hit, and damage scale makes it feel like this will never happen. I also want to give it credit to the new perk Wisp T. It is a cool perk despite being underpowered in the beta, and it will be better in the main game, obviously with the augments, and I am excited to try it out despite it not being fully original, which to me is crazy because there are so many original perk ideas in Black Ops 3 custom zombies that the community has made, which Treyarch could easily handpick from, yet they choose not to. It's weird also because the new Gobblegums, like I mentioned before, are unique and fun, but yet they made the older ones worse, like Power Vacuum or Near Death Experience. I will always say this, but whoever balances zombies over the last 10 to 20 years, I just do not understand the prerogative on which you make decisions from. These are the reasons as well why I don't think Curse, the new classic mode, was shown at COD Next because it wasn't properly balanced for the public to see it. Yet they'll show off the BO7 zombies with the multiplayer HUD. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Granted, I know it may sound like I'm complaining, but they are adding in the Black Ops 3 Shadows of Evil HUD and the Giant HUD, which I am excited about, but still proves my point that they can't make an original, unique zombies HUD to save their life. The whole Dark Ops challenge was cool though, and I am obviously excited to see Dead Ops, but this beta could have been way more unique. They could have added Dead Ops, they could have added Curse Mode, but yet again, I'm at least glad that it happened. Let me know what you guys thought about the Black Ops 7 Zombies beta, and I'll see